Um, all right. So as we said, this is Axe documentary. I haven't seen it myself, so I'm quite excited to see what it's all about, and probably gonna make some comments, over the course of the video. All right, let's get started.
Axe is a risk taker.
Oh, this is Axel. Oh, and he goes back to this. Oh, and that could be it. Oh, and the double spike. Axe. No hesitation.
I gotta say before we continue, I know people hate to get hit by that up air, but I love Pikachu's up air. I think it's such a cool move. How like it has different ways of using like the same move. It's sick. And Axe is honestly so good at using it.
He's devoted his life to Super Smash Bros. Melee, a game that could never be a career for anyone but the world's best.
Leffen is our Evo Super Smash Bros. Melee champion.
And he did it with a character that everyone said would never be a winner.
And a lot of people tell me Pikachu's not good. You have to move on to a top tier, play like Falco or Marth or something.
Except everyone was wrong.
I mean, like that type of mentality is like super common with people. Like, how do you say? People need to see it done before they can believe it. In most cases. Do I think Pikachu beats Marv, or is it just a John for saying losing to Axe? I mean, I don't think it's impossible Pikachu wins, but I personally think it's even, or maybe even slight Marv. But Axe obviously has like so much more experience in the matchup than Sane. I think that's more the deal breaker. And they're both amazing, but yeah, Axe has so much more experience against Marth. I will say though that Marth is Pikachu's best matchup against like the good characters.
Thunder, 85. He's on stage.
Axe did it.
He's done it.
A Pikachu has won a major Smash Summit 8.
Picking a main is a serious commitment, especially one you end up sticking with for 13 years.
Something about Pikachu, like the way that I can move around with him and just how he is as a character, something about him clicks to me, and I don't know why.
Axe may not have realized it at the time, but picking Pikachu as his main was a pretty bold move. See, the Pokemon was exclusively relegated to the middle or even bottom tiers of the community tier list.
Pikachu, when I started him, was like kind of in the middle of the tier list, but to me, I felt like there was something really good about Pikachu that people just didn't quite get.
Pikachu.
Yeah, I remember watching some like I believe Japanese Pikachu like before Axe was like good, and that was the first time I saw Pikachu, and I was like, damn, this character looks pretty solid. Just like not really having the right player. And then I remember seeing Axe at Genesis 1 beating J-Man, and Axe wasn't like a big name at the time. I was like, damn, like Axe is sick. So yeah, pretty much for me, ever since the first time I saw Axe play, I was like, such a sick player. Such a sick player. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've heard Sane thinking Marth beats Pikachu. I think it's reasonable. And I mean, he had it against Axe, but he just couldn't close it out. But yeah, it's a lot of close sets between them lately, I feel like. Even though Axe has won every time so far.
Has a lot of problems when it comes to competitive Melee. He struggles to get in on his opponents, he dies extremely quickly to some of the most common top tiers, and his short-range attacks and grabs force him to take risks to stay in and secure kills. He's a glass cannon. Winning with Pikachu basically means hurling yourself at your opponent over and over again and hoping you survive.
My God.
Pikachu is a fast killer. He can kill people at really low percent with just a tail spike or with up smash. He has the strongest up smash in the game, and his recovery is amazing. You pretty much always live with the character if you know how to recover correctly.
Axe's first tournament back in high school introduced him to a world of possibilities. He didn't win, but from that moment on, he knew that competitive Melee was going to be more than just a one-time thing.
One day I saw an advertisement at my high school for a Super Smash Bros. Melee tournament. And I entered, I got my butt kicked, I learned that I was really bad, and I knew that there was going to be more tournaments. So I just got hooked. I got drawn into the tournament world, and that's where the whole journey began.
Melee
That's like that story with like, getting introduced to Smash, going to a tournament, and basically get destroyed. It's like practically everyone, shared that same experience. It was the same for me. I went to my first tournament in Sweden and I got destroyed. Like against the good players, I was not having a chance. Like I feel like a lot of people when they see these like top players, often people get this idea that they started off being super amazing and they were just born to play the game. But, Axe, me, Beauty King, you name it, it's like, yeah, we all started from the bottom and worked our way up. So, I mean, like, for some people it might be like, oh, but that's obvious. But a lot of people, like, sincerely believe that, a lot of these top players just started as top players. So I think it's good to, like, point that out, since some people that I've met, it's almost like they feel discouraged that they don't get like immediate results. So I think it can be a good reminder to like let people know that that practically never happens.
Melee was special. It gave Axe the chance to break out of his shell and connect with the world around him.
I feel like Melee is kind of like an outlet for me to express something that I can't normally express in person. I'm usually more laid back, I'm pretty quiet, like to myself, but Melee is that one place where I can just let everything out.
Axe spent years grinding tournaments across the US, improving his placements and even sometimes breaking into top 8s. But when the very best were around, Axe just wasn't winning. See, even then, Melee was a game dominated by a small collection of top players known as the Five Gods. Some were able to challenge them, but not Axe. He was a fan favorite, sure, and occasionally took games off of them, but he was playing a mid-tier character that just couldn't hang with the top
His
tier.
cap was just falling
That
off.
always meant getting eliminated before first place.
Oh, what up air to down air works. He got hit by those lasers. If he would have DI'd better and didn't get hit by those lasers, he would have lived that.
But 2014 marked Axe and Pikachu's transformation into a true power couple.
Oh, Entertainer really got spot right now. So what's gonna happen? He gets the up smash. That's Axe taking it. Oh my gosh, and Axe can't believe it. He can't believe it. He moves on. Winners finals to face Hungry Box.
Playing safe, throwing out those thunderbolts.
One miscue.
Oh my god, that was almost it, but it wasn't. It's a miss. Axe advances.
Dude, that rest was so close to hit.
that was almost
Wait,
it.
one more time. Oh, that DI on the up tilt. Yeah, that's so close.
Oh my god, that was almost it, but it wasn't. It's a miss. Axe advances.
To this day, this is the only set Axe beat Hungrybox. He started with Young Link in game 1, but then he won 3 straight with Pikachu. And that's the first and only time he has beaten an HBox. It's been like some game 5s since. And this set was like in the summer of 2014. Like, the thing is also, when they show that Axe beat Beauty King and was moving on to Winners Final, that was a different MLG than this one. This one, Axe got 5th. He beat Hungrybox in Losers for 7th. The other MLG events, I don't remember quite exactly when it was, but it was afterwards. It was afterwards for sure. Because, Winners Final, it was me and Mango at Anaheim, which is this event where Axe beat Hungrybox.
This man's gone wild.
Arizona, crowd is on their feet.
And shortly after that, at EVO 2014, Axe made history, 4-stalking Silent Wolf in under a minute. It went down as one of the proudest moments of his career.
A player as technical as Silent Wolf, the changing heights of the platforms can really do a lot at messing him up.
Potential stock gets the up air tail spike and suit of death. Nice light shield. Not even trying to get shield snap as the shields do get really small. And another stock. Pikachu!
This match is so iconic.
Pika. Still that 0%. Oh, commentator's curse.
We went from trouble. I think, Axe has been a fan of Team Rocket because that trouble doubled extremely quick. The Pikachu chant is humongous here. Oh man. Silent Wolf
We've seen a lot of 4-stocks.
I feel so
on this
bad
stage
for
before.
Silent Wolf.
For 45 seconds.
Because he's such a
Silent
sick
Wolf
player,
down
but this
his
is what
last
people
He's gonna
refer
get it
to
for 4 minutes.
of them what they think of him.
Passes. Well, let's see. He's right near the edge. Oh my God! Destruction!
That was emphatic. That was amazing.
Axe was becoming more and more of a crowd.
I had to play Axe right after this set. Or by right after, I mean like the next round of the bracket. Because I lost to HBox in winter semis that tournament, and then I had to play Axe in losers. And it was such a close set. It was only best of 3. Since Evo only runs best of 5 in top 3. But that was such a close set. Yeah, I think Axe was like an up smash away from kicking me out of the tournament. I'm pretty sure I was like an up smash kill percent last stock. That was such a scary set.
Proud favorite. But it wasn't just because of his weird character pick or his solid play. He became a meme. People started comparing him to Drake and even called him Walgreen Drake because of his part-time job.
Boy, Walgreens Drake says take care. You guys can thank me later.
Memes aside though, people began to agree that Axe and Pikachu were a perfect match.
No one has done it for as long as he has outside of, like, the gods, right? With Pikachu, which is ridiculous. So.
Axe, I think he's just crazy. He's a psychomaniac, Pikachu.
There's no Pikachu that you can play against that will prepare you for him.
And Axe's continued success led to a sponsor upgrade. In 2015, he joined Tempo Storm.
I don't know about other people, but I'm Melee for life. I've never played another game that feels anywhere near as good as Melee.
But once again, Axe was still losing to that upper echelon of players.
Oh my God, he just runs right in and grabs him.
But he
Damn, that was
mistimed
so
the up
close.
smash. Mango able to tech and get out of the danger zone.
Okay,
Now playing
and
the punishment,
up air.
and Mango up smashes Axe out of this tournament.
Top 8s just weren't good enough. Nothing but first place would do.
I've been practicing a ton, like a lot, like just a lot of Melee. You know, people that watch my stream probably see like me versus Vector Man. We're doing like some crazy, ridiculous stuff. The way I practice is really weird, but that's how I play. And it's just really cool to see it paying off. And I see this sort of as like a stepping stone going into even more Melee tournaments.
2019.
I think like that's like with characters like Pikachu, Yoshi, Samus, like characters around this range, it's like where it starts to get like absurdly hard is to beat the absolutely best players. Because like, of course, I'm not trying to say any player is playing Melee perfectly. No one ever will. But it's like, of course, like the higher level you play at, the better people are at like really make your life hard if you play a worse character. And like the people ranked below Axe are just simply not as good as him at the game. But then when you have people like that is like, you know, consistently in these top 8s, it's like not only are they on average a bit better, but they also play better characters. That doesn't mean like it's impossible to like ever beat them, but I do think it might be like too hard to be the best in the world over the course of a full year with a character like Pikachu. But I mean, Axe won Summit 8, so I mean, it is possible. And he has made plenty of top 8s, and yeah, like, he has beaten every single active player in the world, so clearly could be done more. Clearly could be done more. And I mean, 2019 was like Axe's best year so far. So I'm excited to see how, you know, he keeps pushing the Pikachu metagame.
2019 started out looking like more of the same for Axe. He had an incredible losers bracket run at Genesis, but went out in a close 3-2 grand finals.
Honestly, what a set. I really feel like that last stock game 5, right? Axe really showing his grit and his maturity, his ability to stay dialed in for such a long period of time. But that last stock, Hungrybox had way too much composure.
Then, at Get On My Level, he ran the losers gauntlet again, beating some of the best players in the world, only to take second.
And there it is! Mango! Mango is your Get On My Level 2019 champion!
Axe was playing out of his mind. He could beat anyone, everyone. But he always stalled out in grands. At least, until Smash Summit 8. The Smash Summit series of tournaments were designed to bring together the very best players in the world to compete. And this tournament was no different. Axe made it out of his group with a decent seed, but the bracket stage is where he and Pikachu bulldozed everyone. Together, they wrecked Rising Star, Zane.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Wow.
Annihilated their longtime friend and rival, Mango, one of the gods of Melee.
Oh my god.
2 tail spikes?
Yeah, Mango definitely jumped back with a lot of aerials.
Oh my god, he bumped his head on FOD!
And brought down Leffen, considered to be the second best player in the world at the time.
Ooh, he's waiting for that.
Oh my god.
Oh, he got the upper too.
He got the
Hit the
grab.
grab. He's gonna go.
There.
Okay, off stage.
Yeah.
Okay, goes for
Yeah.
it.
Got
And Axe is in grand finals. Axe is in grand finals.
Finally, they faced their last challenge, Wizroad, the best Captain Falcon player in the world.
Oh!
And up air on another one.
The reverse tail
The
spike.
timing.
So good at that.
So good at that, Brown.
Hey, let's see what.
Weird.
Oh my god, up air into the up smash. He's gonna get chain grab.
Here we go.
Up throw.
This is what
What's he gonna get here?
Dude, this stage is honestly so rough for Falcon against Pikachu.
He's on stage. Is your Smash Summit 8 champion?
Axe did it.
He's done it.
A Pikachu has won a major Smash Summit 8.
Smash Summit 8 was the first time anyone won a major with Pikachu, and it was the first time Axe won a major at all. He was overcome with emotion.
I don't know what to say. I just, I've been working really hard for this, and I don't know. It's just a long time coming. It's just crazy to me.
Axe's historic achievement marked
That was such a sweet moment. Like just seeing Axe so happy. Dude, I almost feel like, you know, getting tears in my eyes, like just watching, you know, this, even though it happened like a long time ago. It's like, yeah, such a cool thing, you know. Like for a game this old, it's like getting something so unique. It's, and then Axe especially. I mean, he's such a sweetheart.
a new era for Melee. He'd finally proven that both he and Pikachu were championship material.
My emotions are going crazy right now, and I don't want this to just be the one. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot more after this, so I'm gonna keep going.
His hard work and unfailing devotion to his favorite character helped them both achieve what many thought was impossible. But that was just one win, one step on their long journey together.
Pika, Pika.
All right, I'm gonna eat this pizza. I'm out of here.
All right, man. Congrats. Axe, your Smash Summit 8 champion.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good one. I liked it. You know, relatively short, but still, you know, gave you a pretty good picture of it all. I mean, Battle of BC can't even begin to compare to a Summit win, so, I mean, that's probably why.